Have you ever mopped your floor, but the moment you walk barefoot, it still feels very sticky? Happens to you? Yeah, same. And it's not you, it's the tool that's feeling you. So this is the Eufy Robot Vacuum Omni E25. A robot vacuum that is basically saying, bro, just live barefoot and let me handle the rest. And after using this robot vacuum for a week, what you're about to see might completely change how you clean your home. So how and why is it different compared to any other normal robot vacuum? Let's find out. Now, just for a quick context on Eufy, if you guys are not familiar, they are a smart home brand under Anchor Innovations. Yep, the same brand that has been doing great for their power banks and even their breast pumps for babies as well, which is very well known here in Malaysia, which is perfect for newborns like mine. And they've been doing great robot vacuums and smart home gear for years. And just like their smart home cameras, which I covered here in this channel before, they are very well known in countries like the US, Europe, Australia, Japan, and even UK and Ireland's #1 robot vacuum brand. So, the Eufy Omni E25 doesn't just vacuum and mop, it does deep cleaning all in one pass. It also cleans its own mops in real time, so it's powerful enough to suck up heavy debris and hair without having you to touch the nasty tangle brush ever again. So the whole idea behind the Omni E25 is very simple. Conquer every mess and live barefoot. Meaning the floor should be clean enough that you don't have to think, hey, I better wear indoor slippers lah. Because you can literally just walk barefoot and not feel gross. And honestly, if you have kids crawling or even pets, or if you're like me who just hate that sticky spot near the dining table, that particular phrase that Eufy mentioned makes total sense. Now, the Omni E25 comes with a big all-in-one Omni station, and the robot itself looks very minimal, nothing too flashy, which I like. But the base station is where the magic happens. It doesn't just charge the robot, it can also auto-empty the dust with a 3-liter dust bag, which provides up to 75 days of hands-free use. Auto-wash and dry the mop between 35 to 50 degrees Celsius with a 1.8-liter dirty water tank, and you can also auto-refill the clean water of 2.5 liters, which has a nice little light for you to see if there's enough water in the dark or at night, which is very thoughtful and smart. It can also even auto-dispense the detergent for you, where the detergent unit is placed just behind the clean water tank, which is advisable to only use the official detergent from Eufy too. So the whole idea of this robot vacuum is to be hands-free as possible, depending on how often you clean and how messy your home is. Now, of course, you still have to refill the clean water and empty the dirty water tank, but compared to traditional mopping, this is very different and obviously more convenient. But let's talk about the biggest flex of this robot, the Hydrojet system, the world's first, which has a 32 evenly distributed water pots that sprays clean water on the roller mop. But most importantly, instead of those small mop pads that just drag the dirt back and forth, this E25 has a long 288mm roller mop that presses down with a 15 newtons of downward pressure. So it's basically simulating the hand scrubbing motion, and it spins at 180 to 360 RPM to really scrub the floors while the robot moves. So yeah, try to do that manually. Wax on, wax off. So if you got dried juice or sauce spills on your floor, the whole idea is that it will deep clean in just one pass, not go over the same spot 5 times and still see the stain. But the next part is where it's really important, because most mop systems get dirty quite quickly and then they just continue wiping the house with that same dirty mop, which is like showering with the same towel you used to wipe the floor. Disgusting, right? Well, this particular Hydrojet system actually self-cleans the roller in real time using fresh water from the tank, rinsing it hundreds of times per minute, so the roller stays clean while it's cleaning your floor, so you don't just move the dirty water around. And you can also hot dry the mop so you don't get a disgusting sour smell or mildew. And this is the main reason that you would consider something like this over the regular 2-in-1 robot vacuum. Now, mopping is one thing, but if the suction is weak, what's the point, right? Well, the Omni E25 has a 20,000 PA turbo deep suction system. Now, to translate that in real life, it can pull out dust and allergen trapped inside of your carpet, which can easily pick up cereal, sand, cat litter, and even bigger crumbs as well. And it adjusts the suction based on the floor type, so you can go harder on the suction on carpets and save battery on the tiles or wood. So if you have pets that shades a lot or kids dropping snacks everywhere, this kind of suction actually is what you want, not just a surface clean. Next, if you're someone who lives with someone who has long hair at home, or have a cat like me who shades like another cat, like my cat Luna, there's the dual spiral anti-tangle brush. And with this, you can literally dump pet fur, human hair or mixed hair in a pile and the robot will suck it up. But the brush is designed so it ejects the hair before it tangles around the roller. There's also the corner rover side brush, which extends out to pull dust from corners and edges so you don't get a line of dirt right against the wall, and the bristles can adjust their length automatically to clean under furniture like sofas and beds with fewer blind spots. So again, the theme here is deep cleaning without you needing to manually detangle or remop or re-vacuum the area. Now, if you're used to older robot vacuums, you'll know that sometimes they behave like a blur person in a mall. Well, the Omni E25 uses AIC obstacle avoidance with an RGB camera and an algorithm that can recognize over 200 types of objects commonly found at home. So things like socks, toys, cables or even pet bowls. Instead of pushing through them, you can actually detect and avoid them properly. But there's also even a built-in LED light which is perfect for night cleaning or any low light situations, so you can still see and avoid obstacles when cleaning at night or even in dark corners. But of course, you can also create smart maps in your home in the Eufy app, which is really great. And it also let you schedule cleaning times with so many great features within the app as well. Now, speaking of the app, it also supports voice commands via Siri, Amazon Alexa, Google Home with Matter protocol being supported as well. And besides the controls of the suction power for each rooms, renaming the rooms and setting no-go zones as usual, it also supports multi-floor mapping up to 5 levels. So whether or not you're living in a landed house or a multi-story unit, you're all covered. But don't expect it to climb up stairs, yeah? Maybe not yet. So with all of this feature mentioned, let's break it down to the most important question. Who is this robot vacuum really for? Well, it's for 3 types of people. Number 1 would be for the busy household with kids. Let's say you come home from work after a very long day. The last thing you want to argue about is who's doing the mopping, right? Well, you can set the Omni E25 to run daily cleaning at specific times in the camera app and just come home to floors that are actually clean enough for your baby to crawl or sit on. Plus, the real-time mop self-cleaning means that you're not just smearing the dirt. So yesterday's mess or earlier in the day's mess is totally cleaned. Number 2 would be for pet owners. Fur, food spills, litter, that can be just part of life, but the 20,000 PA suction power plus the dual spiral detangle brush combo mentioned earlier means that you can handle fur and hair without you cleaning the brush daily. And the AIC also helps you to avoid food bowls and toys on the floor, so you spend more time playing with your pets and less time sweeping after them. Number 3 would be new homes or newly renovated spaces. So if you just moved in or just renovated, and if you want to keep the place as nice as day one, well, set this to regular runs and it basically maintains the showroom floor feel as much as possible. But as usual, no product is perfect, so these are the 3 things that you need to keep in mind. This Omni station is quite big, so you'll need a proper spot with it to access and of course to power the Omni station, which is ideally somewhere that you don't mind seeing it every day, but it looks good anyway. And second of all, you still need to refill the clean water and empty the dirty water tank, so you're not escaping the maintenance completely as you're just doing way less frequently. Lastly, all of those features mentioned could be overkill, like the 20,000 PA suction power, AI vision and the all-in-one station. So if you have a very small studio apartment or a place with minimal mess, this might be more than what you really need. So in conclusion, if you're one of those 3 types of people mentioned earlier, then this awesome Eufy robot vacuum Omni E25 with a price of 3,499 ringgit as of the recording of this video should be your choice. But now on the Double 12 sale, it's only going for an amazing price of 2,599 ringgit, and on top of that, you'll also receive an accessory kit worth 299 ringgit, which I'll also link it down below for you guys to get it as soon as possible.